Hey folks, welcome to the Battles of the First World War podcast. So this time, this isn't actually about the podcast, but about the other gig, Lost Battalion Tours. That's right folks, we have dates for the 2026 Meuse-Argonne Battlefield Pilgrimage. Okay, so next year's trip is from July 2nd through the 8th, 2026. As always, we give you a time frame to arrive at Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris, where we will pick you up. Of course, we do not book the flight for you, as these days, many people can get fantastic deals all by themselves, deals we couldn't meet. We can help you if need be, though. We give you the date to be in Paris, and once we pick you up, everything is up to us. We will shepherd you around, provide lodgings and meals, and take you places that will leave you fully satisfied with your World War I battlefield experience. This next visit will be one where we really plan to put boots on the ground. We will be walking in the paths of some individual doughboys in 2026. This is a new feature of Lost Battalion Tours, and we're excited to share it with you. If you are military or ex-military, think of this as like a walking staff ride. Light, okay? All right, so the 2026 itinerary includes, we'll just break it down day by day for you. July 2nd, we meet you at Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris and drive out to Dun-sur-Meuse, north of Verdun. This is about a 3-hour drive. That evening, we settle in, get to know each other, have dinner, and get ready for the next day. Dinner on this first night will be in Dun, but on other nights, we have our evening meals at local restaurants in nearby villages. As the summer evenings are long, we may even explore a nearby spot or two that first night. Depends on how everybody's feeling. Now, one thing that will be for sure is at some point that first evening, you'll no doubt be wiped out tired. So, you will stay at the best little hotel in the Meuse, run by the lovely couple Jean-Michel and Fabienne. You will sleep well and comfortable in clean rooms where the AC is fantastic. Just a quick note, some rooms are for multiple guests. You'll be assigned sleeping arrangements based on how many in your party, if in multiples. Again, first come, first serve couples. We try to be as fair as possible to accommodate requests, if possible. We haven't had this experience yet, but it may not be possible to provide each person their own room. We do seriously try. July 3rd, first day. After a light breakfast at the best little hotel in the Meuse, we will gather up for a daily safety brief on what the day's itinerary will be and what to expect. We then mount up and head off into the countryside. One thing we really want to do at Lost Battalion Tours is help highlight and bring attention to the actions of the French Army. They were the mainstay of the Western Front during the Great War. We cannot be in the Meuse without visiting at least a few of the sites where the 1916 Battle of Verdun took place, and for 2026, we have the following on our list. The Bois de Quart, where the battle began on February 21st, 1916. We will visit the sites where French Army Lieutenant Colonel Émile Drouillon of the 56th and 59th Bataillon de Chasseurs à Pied met the German onslaught. We'll stop at Fort Vaux, where French troops magnificently held out against surrounding German forces in June 1916 until lack of water forced them to surrender. The fort still bears many of the scars from the 1916 fighting. Fleury-devant-Douaumont, one of the 9 villages that died for France. Having changed hands several times during the battle, Fleury was obliterated in 1916 and never rebuilt post-war. We'll cap the day off with a visit to the Verdun Memorial Museum, an excellent local museum with great exhibits focusing on the World War I experience in Verdun and the local area. Lunch on this day and other days will be out in the field and is provided by Lost Battalion Tours. We may stop at a local tabac or cafe for a coffee break or snack in the afternoon, time permitting. And we do generally find time to make a stop at one of these places, so don't worry. July 4th, with their bare hands. Malancourt to Montfaucon. On this day, we will walk in the footsteps of U.S. Army Major Harry Dravo Parkin, commander of 1st Battalion, 316th Infantry Regiment, 79th Division. This will take us on a journey that encompasses the 79th Division's first combat tour in the Meuse-Argonne offensive. As it will be the 4th of July, we think it appropriate to visit the Meuse-Argonne American Cemetery that afternoon. We will have a guided visit and take part in the retreat ceremony at 16:30 hours that day. July 5th. 35th Division thrown into the crucible. Men were not sacrificed. This day will be an examination of the 35th Division battle sites and that division's breakdown in combat. For this walk, we will be in the footsteps of Sergeant William Triplett, who wrote of his experiences in his memoir, A Youth in the Meuse-Argonne. Of course, no tour will be complete without a tour of the Lost Battalion, where we walk from the small pocket at La Mort up the Ravin d'Argonne to the Charlevoix Ravine. As we always do, we enter the Charlevoix pocket in the footsteps of the Lost Battalion. You will be moved as you stand in the foxholes of the Lost Battalion Doughboys and listen as Rob masterfully tells the tale of this World War I American epic. July 6th. Give me Chatillon, MacArthur. Give me Chatillon, or a list of 5,000 casualties. We will visit the site where the 42nd Rainbow Division broke the vaunted Kriemhilde Stellung, the German trench position that had been so hard to crack up until then, and which you know was a part of the famous Hindenburg Line. Following in the footsteps of Medal of Honor recipient Private Thomas Neibauer, we will visit the La Tuilerie farm site, Musarde farm, and crawl the slopes of the Côte de Chatillon. Men, I'm going across that river, and I expect you to go with me. That afternoon, we will see sights of the Meuse-Argonne breakout in November 1918, where the U.S. 2nd Division smashed through German lines and began a race to the River Meuse. La Sartelle Farm, Villemontry Overlook, East Bank at the crossing site, and the Warmont Bellefontaine Farms. In this part of the pilgrimage, we will be in the footsteps of United States Marine Corps Corporal Elton Mackin, who wrote vividly of his experiences in his memoir, Suddenly We Didn't Want to Die. July 7th. Extraordinary heroism in action at Hill 378. On our last full day, we will again be in the footsteps of 79th Division's Major Parkin, breaking the Hindenburg Line to the east. We will be walking from Moleville Farm to the summit of Hill 378, also known as Cornwilly Hill. This is part of the 79th Division's second combat tour in the Meuse-Argonne. He brooded a great deal. One of our final stops will be where the war ended on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month of 1918. We will visit the actual field site near the D65/D905 intersection, where U.S. Army Private Henry Gunter became the last American killed in the Great War. Following an overview of the 313th Infantry Regiment's actions in the area, this was Henry Gunter's unit, we will visit the rather strangely placed Gunter Memorial above the village of Chaumont-devant-Donvillers, and we'll explain why that memorial is there. July 8th. This will be an early morning, but this is the day that we will drive everyone back to Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris so you can catch your flights back home, or perhaps stay longer and visit the City of Light. Other pilgrimage stops will include American Medal of Honor sites, local independent museums, and hopefully a local brewery. We are also usually able to include special requests in case there is something important to you that you would like to see. You get all of this for just $3,700 US per guest. Again, This price does not include airfare, which you must provide yourself. All we require for you to reserve a spot on this fabulous trip is a non-refundable $370 deposit. After that, we can work up payment plans with you. Yes, we're pretty flexible. Just talk to us, figure it out. No worries. And day trippers, already going to be in France and only want certain days with us? No problem. We have special pricing and can accommodate day trippers as well. If you thought a trip to France to see your dreamed of American World War I battlefield sites was out of reach, not so. We specialize in making your dream come true, led by 2 World War I battlefield enthusiasts. So, space is limited, our tours are small, and slots will fill up fast. As you might guess, this makes a fabulous Christmas gift. It's right around the corner, folks. Don't delay, folks. Book your spot today. Contact us at Lost Battalion Tours on Facebook or email us directly at lostbattaliontours@gmail.com. Folks, I think the biggest thing I can say about our tours is if you haven't been on one of the tours yet, one of these pilgrimages, you will meet us as a stranger and you will leave as a friend. And you'll also leave with a huge group of friends. I'm pretty sure, too, that you will be bitten by the bug. And this will be the first of many trips to France and visiting the old front line. So with that, Robert J. Laplander and I are anxious to meet you and get your dream trip underway. We are along the road parallel 276.4, and we're waiting for you. Come join us.